We all have that little nag, that feeling or that pull, sometimes that little voice. The one that's telling you something's going on, your eyes can't see it, but your mind knows. The thing is, what happens when your mind's not comfortable to accept it? Talisman, evil eye, missing persons, cold spots. Separately, these things sound otherworldly. You have to ask yourself though, how desensitized are we as a society when you don't stop to consider there might be more? We sometimes label these phenomena for our own comfort. The question is there a deeper truth? I'd like to be part of that to help you find it. My name is Peter Laneas, and this is my self-tape submission for Postcards from the Edge. Now, not all hauntings are restricted just to creaky castles, prisons, or the kind of things that you see in film. It could be a lot closer to home. It could be next door, your neighbor, or even as close as your roommate. Just there's no guarantee they're going to be paying part of the rent. I had a wonderful opportunity to sit down and speak with Erin Hilt. She's a first-degree priestess in Wicca. Now, Erin, I haven't seen you in forever.
It's good to see you again, Peter.
Likewise. Now, tell me a little bit something about you and what you do and what it is that you bring to Toronto and the community.
The exciting part about my house is, I think, all of the interesting people that we have living here that don't pay rent and they don't pay taxes neither. So we have some ghosts that live in our house, and people ask me sometimes, how can you live with a ghost in your house? And it's like, it's easy because they're part of our security system. We have 3 of them. One is a white lady. She only appears to men. Tends to freak them out a little bit. One is an entity we call the Walker, and we just know that it's sort of like the security guard. You can hear the footfalls, but we never really see him. We just know he's around. And the last one is Mr. Fuzzy. And Mr. Fuzzy is Mr. Fuzzy because he's out of focus, but he's again another protective entity, and he tends to be the one, if anybody's going to see something, they'll see him or they'll feel him. He's very active. When this building was purchased, there were a lot more entities in it than just those 3. But each entity has the opportunity to sort of petition to remain. And if they can give a good reason why they should still be here, we let them stay.
Directly behind us, you have this incredible altar. Shrine.
Shrine.
I'm learning as I'm going along here. This has been a very educational day.
And another shrine to goddess Takate, because I am a priestess. She's the patroness of priestesses, and so we've built up that connection over the years. I also have a shrine to the god Hermes, who is of business and travel and communication. Well,
thank you so much for teaching me everything that you have today, and also to everyone here. If there's any type of more information you'd like to learn about, you can check out www.wcc.on.ca, or of course, exercise your Google Foo and see where that takes you. I'm in Ajax, Ontario, specifically Dennis O'Connor Catholic High School. This is the high school that I went to and also spent part of my grade school career. I lived around the corner at 8 Angus Drive. It was around 12 or 13 that I started to discover that I was actually a lot more sensitive to the paranormal world than I was aware. My mother's family, specifically her Ukrainian heritage from the Pendik family, was very sensitive, as I understood, from mother to daughter. My mother is an only child, and I'm the firstborn of 3 boys. We never thought that it would pass on, but my mom always said I took after my great Aunt Kay and probably was a reincarnation. The most relevant experience I can share was a night of a brutal electrical magnetic storm we had here. As far as I could tell, I had a conversation with the Creator. Somehow I knew that there was someone nearby who was in trouble and needed help. I convinced my mother to drive around the city, and sure enough, I ran into a young man who was actually just up the street and around the corner. He was 23 years old. His name was Andrew. He was also Ukrainian. It's possible it was a call to blood, I don't know. But the long and the short of it is that he'd just come home from abroad. There was a party. His girlfriend dumped him at that party. He was upset, intoxicated. He needed help. I convinced my mother to drive him home, regardless of the fact he was a complete stranger. Didn't mention the fact he was suicidal, or the fact that he had a knife on him. But I knew that everything would be okay. My great Aunt Pearl knew the night that my grandfather would die. She dreamt of him in a coffin. The next day he was dead. I don't know the relevance of how that plays out for me specifically, but I know that it's something in my life. I look forward to seeing what more I can discover about me, and I'll end up sharing with you. The paranormal world isn't something to be feared, but it's something to be respected and explored. We've seen today there are paranormal communities out there who are willing to share with us their incredible vision, experience, energy, and just an understanding of how much the world has to offer that we have yet to know. All it takes is an open mind. My name is Laneas, and this is my self-tape, and I hope to see you soon on Postcards from the Edge.